This is my deep dive on Regulus Black with Kreacher also at the end because they just go hand in hand. They warm my heart. Enjoy.
Regulus is the younger brother of Sirius Black and the son of second cousins Orion Black and Wahlburger Black. And as Sirius notes in Order of the Phoenix, Regulus was the better son, according to their mother. But this was really because Regulus followed the family traditions. He followed the beliefs, and while neither of their parents were ever Death Eaters, they did follow the beliefs of Lord Voldemort, and Regulus just followed in suit. Regulus was born in 1961, and it's not known what month he was born, but we do know that Sirius was born in November of 1959, meaning that Regulus was either, at minimum, a year and 2 months younger than Sirius, or like a full-on anywhere up to like 2 years younger than Sirius. But we do know that he started at Hogwarts in 1972. However, unlike Sirius, Regulus was put into Slytherin like the rest of the Black family. I don't think it's canon, but I did read something that Regulus asked the Hat to sort him into Slytherin because he was afraid of going into Gryffindor like Sirius did, because he saw the backlash that Sirius got because of it. So I just imagine a Harry Potter reversal scene, and I just think that's heartbreaking. Regulus wanted to make his parents proud. He wanted his family to be proud of him. He didn't want the same results that Sirius got, so it really probably affected everything that Regulus did in the fact that he chose to follow his family traditions, hoping for a better outcome. Fun fact though, while at Hogwarts, Regulus was seeker for the Slytherin Quidditch team. We also know that Regulus would cut out clippings from the Daily Prophet, anything about Lord Voldemort, anything about Death Eaters, anything about blood purity, all that fun stuff. He would cut them out and he would keep them in his childhood bedroom next to their family crest. And he was very clearly a fan and a follower before joining Voldemort. Sirius runs away from his family home to live with the Potters in 1975 at the age of 16. Since it was 1975, that means Regulus was either in the second term of his third year, or it was the summer before his fourth year, or first term of fourth year. At the wonderfully ripe age of 16, Regulus also took the Dark Mark. So there was like a brief period of time where Regulus was a loyal follower to Voldemort. Regulus's last straw, however, was Kreacher. So first, Voldemort gets the Locket of Slytherin and turns it into a Horcrux. Then he decides that he's going to go to that mountain cave in the ocean. He devises all of these ideas on how he's going to protect his Horcrux, and he goes, I'm going to need some help doing this. Who's got a house elf they can volunteer? And Regulus goes, you can take Kreacher. Regulus was young, and he underestimated how far Voldemort was willing to go to get what he wanted. So essentially what happens is Voldemort makes Kreacher drink the potion, the one that Dumbledore drinks, and he puts the locket in the thing, and he just leaves Kreacher for dead. He leaves him to the Inferi and just leaves him there. Somehow, Kreacher is able to use his elf magic and save his own butt and get back to Regulus. And it's so cute because he's like, but Master Regulus told me to come back, so I came back. So after Regulus figures out what Voldemort did to his baby, he then does his research about figuring out what this was that Voldemort was hiding in that cave. There are 3 theories that I personally have as to how Regulus figured out that Voldemort was making Horcruxes. Theory A is Voldemort told Kreacher what he was doing because he thought Kreacher was going to die, so he didn't think the information was going to go anywhere. Theory 2 is that Slughorn actually somehow let it slip about Horcruxes to Regulus because Regulus was in the Slug Club, and he and Slughorn had the conversation with good old Tom Riddle in 1941. So this conversation has been long good happened, and Slughorn's still teaching at Hogwarts, doing his thing, having his fun, and that's another way. The third theory kind of just feeds into the second theory. Honestly, there's not really 3. The third theory is that because Dumbledore wasn't the headmaster, the books would still be in the restricted section, so Regulus would get into the restricted section and do his own research and figure it out the Hermione way. I don't know. Anyway, he figures out what Voldemort's doing. He goes after the locket. He brings Kreacher with him. He himself drinks the potion. He gives the locket to Kreacher and he goes, leave me. Get this out of here and destroy it. I'm right behind you. But he obviously does not make it out, and he dies in the cave in 1979.
Could not find Kreacher's birth date, death date, no timeline, nothing, nowhere. We don't know. Fittingly though, I have read in a couple different places that Kreacher died at the age of 666. But it is assumed that Kreacher stayed within the Black family line his entire lifetime. And we do know that Kreacher was incredibly fond of his mistress, Walburga Black, and Regulus Black being a very, very close second favorite. There's almost no canon information about Kreacher outside of the book series itself. So we first meet Kreacher in Order of the Phoenix when Harry first comes to 12 Grimmauld Place. And we are immediately introduced to the very nasty relationship between Kreacher and Sirius. Because while Sirius had very valid reasons for renouncing his family traditions, he should not have treated Kreacher that way, and Kreacher hated him for it. When the Order first decided that they were going to use Grimmauld Place as their home base, they were like, okay, we got to clean this place out, get rid of all the dark artifacts, really loot the place. Kreacher did not like this. He was incredibly uncomfortable with strangers in his home, people he had no idea who they were, and people that his mistress would not approve of. Now, mind you, it is wrong to hold these ideals, but as a house elf, Kreacher was not allowed to think independently. He was forced to take the ideals of his masters, and of the Black family, that's what you got. So it was Kreacher's most basic need to follow orders that made him uncomfortable, not his own internal prejudice. So as the Order was looting the place and getting rid of all of these family heirlooms that were very important to Kreacher, he started hiding them into his little cupboard to try and protect them and protect the family and protect the family history, and Sirius would find them and throw them out and yell at him for it. Kreacher cared for his mistress Walburga Black so much that he even continued to take her orders through her portrait that stood in the house. He would just listen to her screaming at him all the time still. However, though, Kreacher's kind of the one that gets Sirius killed. Unintentionally, I'm sure, but if you connect the dots. So in their 5th year, Harry has the vision of Arthur getting attacked. The trio, the Weasleys, everybody goes to Grimmauld Place to take care of Arthur over Christmas. Because they knew they didn't have the loyalty of Kreacher, he was just forced to follow orders. Sirius ordered Kreacher to leave the kitchen when they all arrived, and Kreacher was like, you didn't tell me where to go. So I'm gonna decide where to go. It's just not the kitchen. So Kreacher hikes his little butt to Malfoy Manor, where Bellatrix and Narcissa are incredibly nice to him. Kreacher, who is being starved of attention and affection, obviously tells them what they want to know, and he tells them about Sirius and Harry's relationship. So in the books, Harry has the vision of Sirius being harmed, and Hermione's like, hold up. Voldemort knows he can get into your head. Let's maybe go check on Sirius first. Harry actually listens, and he uses the Flu Network to pop his little head into Grimmauld Place and be like, yo, Kreacher, is Sirius here? Yet Kreacher lies and says, no, he's not here. I haven't seen him. Who are you talking about? Yeah, so this leads Harry to believe that his vision was real, and so he goes after them, and then we know what happens. After his departure of life, Sirius leaves everything in the family to Harry. He leaves everything to Harry, including Kreacher. Yeah, Harry didn't want Kreacher, and Kreacher didn't want to go to Harry, and Harry had no idea what to do with it, so he asked Dumbledore what he should do, and Dumbledore was like, I don't know, send him to the Hogwarts kitchen. While in the Hogwarts kitchen, the other house elves were able to keep their eye on Kreacher, and this was incredibly useful for when Harry needed Dobby and Kreacher to spy on Draco in their 6th year, when Harry was presumably correct that Draco had taken the Dark Mark. For their first Christmas together as master and servant, Kreacher gave Harry a box of maggots. After seeking refuge in Grimmauld Place and connecting the dots that RAB is Regulus Black, they asked Kreacher finally to spill the beans. Because Harry ordered him to tell the truth, Kreacher was finally able to tell the truth about what really happened to Regulus that he's been keeping a secret for tens of years. So Kreacher tells us in Deathly Hallows that at 16, Regulus took the Dark Mark, and about a year after that, he came to Kreacher saying that Voldemort needed a house elf or something. He said that it was a big honor to serve Voldemort, and it was this huge deal, and that Kreacher should be honored. However, Regulus gives Kreacher a very important order to do the task, to do what Voldemort needs him to do, but to come home. So Voldemort basically uses Kreacher as a guinea pig to test the cave for the Slytherin locket Horcrux. Boats him out there, makes him drink the potion, and just leaves him to the Inferi to die. However, Voldemort, in all of his arrogance, doesn't think about elf magic. So as Kreacher is being dragged into the lake by the Inferi, he fulfills his order to Regulus and gets his butt home. So after Kreacher comes back, Regulus hides him away. Nobody can know that he survived this because Voldemort would come after him. Sometime in the year 1979, Regulus takes Kreacher back to the cave after doing, a bunch of research and replicates the locket. He takes Kreacher back to the cave. He drinks the potion himself. He tells Kreacher that when he's done with the potion to switch the lockets and to get out, don't look back. save yourself. I'm going to die here, and I'm accepting that. But he says to never tell anybody the truth about what happened, because if anybody knew that Regulus was no longer a loyal servant to Voldemort, he would come after the entire Black family. After Kreacher finishes his tale, Hermione just sobs. She drops to the floor and tries to hug Kreacher, and he's like, oh my god, don't touch me, don't touch me. Harry then goes to reprimand Kreacher for behaving like that towards Hermione, and Hermione sets Harry straight, saying he has to follow his master's orders. This is what he was raised and taught to be. This isn't who he really is. Go easy on him, because he's only nice to people who are nice to him. And Hermione's the one that draws the connections about how horrible Sirius was to him, and that Harry shouldn't be doing the same thing. So Harry softens his tone, and he then gives the replicate of the Slytherin locket to Kreacher, saying, here, this is for you, for, what you did for Regulus, for his memory. And Kreacher just sobs, like he loses it. Because it was the first family heirloom that he's ever owned. Like, it was such a precious moment in the books. After that, everybody's nicer to each other. Everything gets so much better. So as the trio is planning to break into the Ministry to steal the real locket back from Umbridge, Kreacher actually cooks them this very sweet little breakfast of like rolls and coffees and stuff before they go, and he promises them like meat pies for dinner when they get home. But when they come home, Yaxley grabs hold of Hermione, and the Fidelius charm is broken and all this stuff, so they don't get to come back for their meat pies. We don't know where Kreacher's been this whole time, but some way, somehow, he makes his way to Hogwarts for the final battle. I'm already starting to water up just thinking about saying this, but the next time we read about Kreacher is when he is leading a charge of house elves out of the kitchen, screaming, for Master Regulus, for what he... I can't. So anyway, these little house elves just go through slicing everybody in the shins and knees, and yeah. We don't know when Kreacher dies. We only can assume that he survived the Battle of Hogwarts, because after the battle is over, Harry goes to bed thinking, I wonder if Kreacher would make me a sandwich right now. So we assume that Kreacher is still alive, but we have no idea. We know nothing. There's no canon information. This video is already long enough at this point. Anyway, there's this one girl that commented on my page a really long time ago on one of my videos that every time I come up on her For You page, I'm crying about Harry Potter. And honestly, that's a really accurate real-life depiction of me, and I hope you all have that depiction of me. Thanks for watching. Mwah!